Welcome to this introductory video about Qvinci's new advisory portal. A couple of housekeeping things. There are actually two portals, and when you log into Qvinci, you will go to the advisory portal by clicking this drop-down. There are two portals. We will touch the financial portal today, and there's another video on this, but today we're focusing on the advisory portal. A couple of things. When you log into the advisory portal, it's going to look like this, and links for help are right here. You'll get a copy of this video to run, as well as detailed instructions on what the advisory portal does for you and how to use it. Okay, so let's hop in. The advisory portal is a business intelligence tool, and it's intended for franchisors, accountants with a plurality of clients, Catholic dioceses, or business owners that have several locations. And what it does is it brings together a lot of data across many, in this case I'm going to call them QuickBooks files, if you will, but financial files, and gives you business intelligence that shows you improvement or areas needing improvement. Now, improvement, by definition, means how does something compare from period to period? And that's what the advisory portal does for you very quickly, very powerfully. So let's hop into it and take a look under the hood real quickly. As I said, you've got these columns here, and all columns are sortable in ascending and descending order by simply clicking the column header. Now, in this particular demonstration, we are using a as of date of August 2020 as our reporting month cutoff. And all these files are fictitious files, and so the data is in the same in all of them. In your case, all the numbers will be very different across all your entities. But what you do is you log in and you look for red. Red is bad, green is good. I'm going to show you how to digest this shortly. These are my clients or my franchisees, and I can get into the GL, look at the GL data and JEs, and these are covered in other videos inside Qvinci. I won't address those now. But what the portal tells you is what type of file is this? A QuickBooks desktop file, QuickBooks online file, or is this a Zero file or Excel? So we tell you what type of file it is, and we tell you what date it actually hooked to Qvinci and connected to Qvinci, and data came over. Very briefly, we sync all QuickBooks online files every night. QuickBooks desktop syncs when someone opens a desktop file. So the portal is kept up to date, and the data in the portal is as of the night before. In other words, if you come in on the 3rd of October, the date was synced through the evening of October the 2nd. So it's very up to date. Now, what you do is you look at this solution and you log in and you're looking for red. And what are we doing here? We are comparing, for instance, total income across relative periods. In other words, the movement of total income is red. That's bad, and it's parentheses, which means it's reducing. Last month versus the prior month. Now, we're looking at August 2020 as our cutoff month. So what is it saying? It's saying July 2020 compared to June 2020 is down 20%. Here's how you digest this. Red means unfavorable, going the wrong direction. Parentheses mean down, basically. So in this case, we have 39% with parentheses going down. And that's good because this is the top 10 expenses. I'm going to show you this shortly. This is the top 10 expenses. So from July of August 2020 through from June 2020 to July 2020, top 10 expenses are down by 39%, but that's good because expenses are going favorably. In the case of COGS are increasing by 18% during the same period. And that's what you do. You log in and you look for red. So I'll give you an example. You may log in here and maybe a number of months of cash reserves are important to you and across different periods. Well, Qvinci will solve this for you. So as an example, we've logged in here and we say, well, last month versus prior month is really good. What other date ranges are there? So this drop-down gives you options. You can look at these relative numbers, last month versus prior month, last month versus same month last year, last 3 months versus prior 3 months, last 3 months versus same 3 months last year, and fiscal year to date versus prior fiscal year to date. And it's very quick. So you may say, well, I like this month over month prior view, but I really want to look at the fiscal year to date. Simply click it, and all the numbers change automatically across all your entities for these metrics. And we can see the number of months of cash reserve have gone down by 60% for Apple Family Dental, as an example. Of course, the next thing that you're going to ask is, well, what does that mean and how is it? Well, all of these cells are hot. And when you click one of these, you're going to get the underlying data. For instance, total income is up 46% fiscal year over fiscal year. Click the cell, and up comes a card that shows you exactly the number. It turns out to be, because we're rounding it, turns out to be 46.48%. And total income for the period, this fiscal year is 3.5, and last year's 2.4. That's good. We don't care about this. It's green. It's going the right direction. But we do care about these top 10 expenses. And if I click this cell, look at this. Now we're showing you the top 10 expenses for Apple Family Dental in descending order. January 20 through August 20, January 19 through August 19. And you'll notice that they are in different orders because this is the top 10 for Apple Family Dental. While dental supplies are on this list, this year they're 6.45, last year they were 3.69. And year over year, the total is unfavorable by 21%. This is 21% more than this. And this happens for every file. You simply click through the client, and here's the top 10 expenses for this client, as an example, or this franchisee. So what are we doing? We're bringing together meaningful data, summarizing it and showing the movement and color coding it for you, because what you want to do as an accountant or as a franchisor or as a diocese is you want to look at the plurality of your financial files from your franchisees or locations, parish schools, cemeteries, whatever it might be, and you want to look for red. And if cash is down, we want to take a look at that and see how much it's gone down. This is the bank account balance for Apple Family or for Church Family Dental as an example. And what it does is it gives you the call to action to engage that client or engage that franchisee. Your franchise consultants can run this also. And now we're singing from the same songbook. We're looking at a large number of entities and digesting the movement of these metrics across all these entities in a very quick and easy way to digest. Okay? Now, one thing you can do is you can export this to Excel for presentation purposes as an example. But after you've dived in here and you've taken a look at these numbers, you may say, well, I need to take a look at I'd like to take a look at the P&L. So that's where the financial portal comes in. I'm just going to touch this very, very briefly. If you click the financial portal, it's a little different view. It looks the same, basically, but it's a little different view. Here's a listing of all the entities again, and I could sort them in ascending and descending order. I can sort all these columns in ascending and descending order. But I'm looking at the bank account balance right now. It's 1.2 million, and if I click the cell, I'm going to get the balance sheet. There's all these ratios over here that have actual empirical data. If I click the same month last year, I'm going to get the P&L for same month, last year. And that's how you would go flip back and forth between the advisory portal and the financial portal. The advisory portal is business intelligence. This is explicit data points in the financial portal. Again, there's a movie for the financial portal. So when you begin using this tool, the advisory portal, you're going to get a very fast view of meaningful data that shows the movement across all these entities. And now you know what to do when you're talking to a client. As an example, if you were to click this 39% as an example, and we were to change this period to, say, the last 3 months, and it's down by 13%, you might want to take a snapshot of this and send it to the client and say, I'm watching your top 10 expenses, and we should probably talk because, we are going the right direction or we're going the wrong direction. It gives you the ability to reach out and touch your endpoints without going through the work of downloading P&Ls and balance sheets from all these entities and trying to do comparisons. It's too time consuming to do that. Qvinci automates this for you. We know this tool is going to save you a ton of time. It's going to jumpstart your advisory or consultative services, whether you're an accountant or a franchise or a nonprofit or a multi-business owner, multi-entity owner. It's going to give you the landscape view you need to get quick analysis and make informed decisions or help your clients make informed decisions. We appreciate you taking the time today. Do click this link, log into Qvinci, and when you need help, one final point, help is always right here with Qvinci. Simply click this link. It's going to bring up a dialog box, and you can talk to one of our support people after you become a Qvinci client. We look forward to helping you. We know you're going to enjoy the advisory portal.